apologies and thank you for staying tuned. I was asking for my Salah mates because I wish you happy Salah. And I was saying that, are you asking me, are you begging for meat? And I said, yes, with my full chest, I am begging for Salah meat. Please, I beg, send me my meat. Okay, so we leave it at that and move forward to say that the singer of the famous song, Nigeria, Jaga Jaga, Eedris Abdulkareem, has a new one that he calls Emilokan. Well, the lyrics have gotten people talking, placing him on the trend table. He's calling out the president, his administration, highlighting the set failures of the government and those of former President Muhammadu Buhari.
Bars are screaming, outsides are crying, Igbo brothers are saying, no blame them, Igbos are being discriminated, even food don't turn to gold in Nigeria. See as Naira they fall against dollar, Emilokan don't turn to Ebilokan, and you say make we sacrifice for Nigeria. 7 billion to renovate your residence, 15 billion for your traveling allowance, that's not for you and your only vice president, 40 billion for Asurok maintenance, 5 billion for food and refreshment, 100 of millions for dogs and animals. You know say Buhari was incompetent, but you still bring him to destroy Nigeria. Paddy government, now you are the president. Since Buhari don't destroy Nigeria, I hope say you go bring him to judgment. Emefiele printed 23 trillion within 8 years under Buhari government. $6 million for election observers. They say somebody forged Buhari's signature. Now lie, Buhari signed that document, period.
Okay, so for time we have to leave it at that because it's quite longer than that, and we hear like he's so confident that Emefiele no be forged that signature of Buhari and every other thing that he said in the video. OJ says the only artist that had the whole G Unit crew on hold on an international plane runway. You got to respect this man who wasn't scared to speak up against Obasanjo at his peak of viciousness. To think he speaks up even when these men are his kinsmen. That's true activism through music. That's an original gangster, OG. And then another user also on Instagram says, message well passed. One of the essence of music. It doesn't have to be all about vibes and melody. But in another thought, I am Hazid says, very whack music. No wonder your career has been stagnated for the past 2 decades. Okay, let's see and move over to more story. This one is coming from Edo State, where the Labour Party governorship candidate Olumide Akpata was in the company of his respected elder brother Peter Obi to see the Oba of Benin over the weekend. Well, while selling himself to the king, Akpata mentioned that he's a son of the palace. But then, people guessed that that was contextual until the Oba refuted the claim, saying that it was misleading, deceptive to say he's a son of the palace, when in the real sense, he is not.
As my father has said previously, I am a son of this palace. And so I feel comfortable, I feel bold enough to come to throne and to seek for your blessing. For your royal majesty's blessing. Oba of Benin.
So when he said he's a child of the palace, he said it in English, I think he said it in Benin as well. Oh yeah, no time. So I was wondering that it's campaigning now and everything, so I called my chief here that is it true that he's a child of the palace? I don't know about it. That's why I asked him to first go quietly to go and ask him. I didn't want to say it out before. We know him very well. He's a son, he's an industrial son of the soil. But to say a child of the palace, I don't know whether any of them is a politician. Not that we are particularly against you. You know, I just wanted to clarify that identification that you made just now.
Okay, so let's see some thoughts to this. Lucas says, must Oba say that Akpata is not the son of the palace? Oba is generally regarded as the father of everyone, which equally means that everyone of his subject is automatically from the palace. Please, this correction isn't fatherly at all. And then in more reactions also on X, another user, Amar says the clarification by the Oba of Benin, by the Benin monarch, was actually meant to dispel any rumor of being the candidate of the palace and not to humiliate Akpata in view of the current level of high tension politicking in Edo State. And also on that, which will be final, this user Ugo says, very unnecessary and irrelevant clarification. The Oba has his motive and the message is clear. Wanting to be politically correct shouldn't be one of the attributes of an Oba. Many also continue to make cases for Akpata, saying that whoever is a father figure is a father to everyone, and we can always claim fathership and childship. That doesn't work. Please don't say that at home. Now, reactions are trailing the cap rocked by a former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, at the Afrexim Bank annual meetings in the Bahamas last week. Well, for President Tinubu supporters, you don't get what you want to tell me. This cap is Tinubu's cap, and that's on period. So social media has been full of questions and speculations because of this, as Baba is a known supporter of Peter Obi, at least in the last election where Tinubu was also a candidate. So this was him right there rocking the cap, the 8 sign. You remember when he started rocking that's Tinubu, the 8+8, the second tenure, while he was going for second term as Lagos State governor. So people say this is 8, that is horizontal, not landscape, but he's rocking it here. We also got pictures of him commissioning projects with Tinubu while he was the president and Tinubu was a governor. What does this mean, and why did this have to be a topic for netizens? Let's see. Reno Omokri actually started all of this, and he says it was an interesting realignment. He says, former president Obasanjo wears Tinubu's branded cap. I thought he was supporting Peter Obi. Interesting realignment. And also, Chinedu says, OBJ just supported Obi to make sure Atiku didn't win 2023 presidential election. I said it then, and that's why I was not caught in that movement. More reactions to this story. Kelechi says, is it not the same OBJ that went to Okadigbo's house to eat pounded yam in the night, but impeached him as Senate president the next morning? Wearing Tinubu's cap changes nothing. But then taking us back in time is Emeritus, who says, well, attaching these pictures that you could see, says, well, the signature doesn't belong to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Better said, adopted. It's been in the existence for centuries, used within some certain people in Yoruba land. It is an esoteric concept, if you see what he attached right there. But let's have some more stories, which will be that reactions are trailing the deployment of 197 men by the Nigerian army to the Gambia for peacekeeping. Well, the troops said is ready, as if graduated from the 6 weeks intense pre-deployment training exercise that started on May 4, 2024. Well, in Kaduna State, at the ceremony, they tell us that it is important to maintain peace and security within the West African sub-region for the overall stability and development of the African continent. Let's take a listen and come back for your thoughts.
Your mission comes at a critical time as the Gambia faces a period of uncertainty and instability. The country's political crisis has affected the lives of many innocent civilians, and your presence will sustain the existing peace and stability to the region. Your role is critical and crucial in maintaining peace, protecting lives, and promoting sustainable development. As you embark on this mission, I charge you to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, discipline, and respect for human rights.
Okay, so Damisi says, Nigeria, where they struggle with peace, still they give away with peace. And then in more reactions to that, another user also on X was reacting to this one, where he says that proof they know those responsible for the insurgency in the north and do not want to offend the powers responsible. Because how aren't you able to remove the log of wood in your eyes but want to remove the speck in someone else's. And final reaction to this is coming from February 7, 1965. I wonder what username that was. He says, every problem we can think of in Nigeria is secondary. Our real problems are our leaders. With all these insecurities in the country, sending our military that were said to be overwhelmed to Gambia for peacekeeping is the priority. No wonder they asked us to be praying. Absolutely. Let's see. It was Father's Day yesterday, the only one that they get in the 52 weeks of the year. So I brought this video that is wishing fathers well on their day, which was yesterday. So let's just take some seconds of that, and then we come back to call it a day.
Thank you for paying my school fees. Thank you for always being there for me. Thank you for always wanting us to take us out every time. Thank you for making me, Tino and Tony, eat eggs every day to make us grow tall. He said I'm daddy's girl and I'm happy to be one. I love how you correct and discipline me. I also love how you spend time with us and help me with my difficult assignments when mommy can not seem to get it, especially my mathematics.
Happy Father's Day.